Welcome back everyone to Mega Man 7. I am Markus and we have introduced to the 4 new Robot Masters for this section of the stage. But before we move on to our next victim, let's do a little bit of backtracking to Junkman stage, because there is another path that we can take right over here, which I could have taken if I basically killed myself instantly after getting the super adapter and went up this route, because the respawn point is way before that. And by climbing in this section, there is another power-up that we can find for Rush. And yeah, this is basically one of the more curious gimmicks about Mega Man 7, and why I said it's trying to take a lot from Mega Man X. It goes very deep with all this exploration and other stuff. You're gonna need to use Cloudman's weapon in order to activate these things right here, these pistons, but with the super adapter and even with Rush Coil, you can easily reach this staircase and get the Rush Jet. I'm not gonna be using it a lot in this round, but yeah, the super adapter is more than enough. And now let's move on to the first of our new set of Robot Masters, Turbo Man! Hey, somebody called Schwarzenegger, we finally found this Turbo Man doll. I wonder who's gonna get this reference in 2026 of all years. Damn, I think that movie's like 30 years old by now. Jesus! But yeah, Turbo Man stage, we are basically welcomed by this bitty boss. We have to hit the guy who's driving the truck in order, or the bulldozer rather, in order to make it stop. But with the super adapter we could actually jump him rather easily if you're not like me and you manage to time a freaking jump. But yeah, this is a stage that I really... This is my least favorite stage in the game, and it's because of the section right here that we are about to take. You see, those tires up on the ceiling, they will bounce you back once you touch them. And as you can see, we're starting to get very damn close to them. This jump right here, you are in such a risk of eating those tires and get thrown into the spikes, and even worse, that thing over on the right side with all the tires that looks like a bottomless pit. It's not like if it looks like you can walk on, it's actually a bottomless pit, and it will throw you down on the previous floor, and you have to do the climb all over again. So this stage, this section in particular, either threw me off or killed me so many goddamn times. The first time I played this game, it was a pain in the ass like no other. And now here we are gonna be finding a couple of more upgrades. In this over this traffic light we use Rush Search, and if you get the correct point, I don't know how precise this is, it will start ticking and we're gonna get a very useful power-up in this place, which is an upgrade for our super adapter, the Power Knuckle. What it does, it makes our charge shot with the super adapter a lot stronger, and it will also aim on the enemies, which is gonna make some sections a lot more easier. And yeah, secret passage right there on the right, to meet up with another fine friend of ours. Mega Man, have you collected the R, U, S, and H circuit plates? No! What are those, Proto Man? Cool! But remember, the Super Mega Man armor is too bulky to allow you to slide. Good luck, Mega Man. I'll see you later, if you survive. Well, thank you for the faith in us, Proto Man. You can leave now. I don't know why it takes forever for him to leave in that section. It seems almost like it wasn't loading a dialogue correctly for Mega Man. Yeah, another callback. Did you remember Hitman stage? More like Fireman stage. But yeah, we can still freeze these things, but I will not recommend you to do so. And now we go from Fireman to Quickman. Although these flamethrowers aren't that quick on the draw when shooting out. But yeah, I like all these little references. I don't know why they felt the need to just reference Mega Man 2 all the time in this game, but apparently they felt it was the right choice. And now we have a little mini boss over here. We have to shoot him in the eyes. I know it doesn't seem like we are actually hurting him, but trust me, we are. Keep shooting him in the eye and eventually it will explode. These freaking missiles that he keeps shooting all over the place are a pain. Yeah, this is the biggest problem about the Super Knuckle. While it is very powerful, you cannot control which things it decides to homing towards. It can basically go wherever, and it can go on the very exact opposite of the enemy that you were trying to focus your fire on. So, yeah, it's a buff, but it can also be a debuff in crowded situations, so don't rely on it way too much. And now we get to our boss of the stage. We don't have the weakness for Turbo Man right now, so we're gonna have to go Buster only. And Turbo Man can be deceptively annoying. Like, that flame, if it hits you, it will engulf Mega Man in flames. And it will basically do you some damage over time, so you have to be very careful. And it will charge you with this attack. Now, there is a sound cue that you need to worry about when jumping for this guy. But I am sucking so much with that sound cue. It's insane. Like, when it seems like he is about to rev up his engine, that is the moment where he's gonna charge towards you. But there really isn't a fixed timing with this attack. And if you get hit by this guy, it will push you backwards because his Turbo Man is going really fast. So once it hits you, you will get thrown off. Once you learn the pattern, it's not that hard, but really, depending on how good you are on this charging attack, this fight can be more trouble than what it's worth. Damn it, I keep hitting the fire. Yeah, I'm not doing the best. This is not showcasing my best, but yeah, this is a boss that I have a lot of trouble with. But even then, it's done rather quickly. So now we can move on to our next stage once we get his power-up. I'm sorry, Arnold, but we destroyed the only Turbo Man doll that was left. Your son will be very sad for Christmas. The Scorch Wheel launches a flaming wheel, right? Yes, and the wheel may also burn the things it touches. If you remember from the last part where we met Proto Man the first time, he told us that we are gonna need to be using our fire power-up in the woods. So yeah, this is the reason why I went for Turbo Man first, because now we can move on straight to Slash Man, and in this stage we're gonna need to be using the Scorch Wheel that we just got. And did you like Jurassic Park? Because for some reason this guy is a gigantic Jurassic Park reference. I don't know, all the enemies in this stage are dinosaurs for some reason. I like this stage. It's very cool, and I think the music is one of the better themes in the game. I have some issues with the soundtrack in Mega Man 7. It's not like the composition. The composition is fine, but I feel the instruments are kinda asleep. I don't know which sound chip are they using for the Super Nintendo, but it's not really giving up the best the console can do. I still like Freeze Man, Cloud Man stage especially is very cool, but like this one, I like the rhythm of it, but as you can see, it's almost like the sound chip is half asleep. I don't know why they decided to went this route. I was expecting something a little more bombastic from the SNES when jumping from 16-bit, but yeah, the best soundtrack for the classic Mega Man seemed to be the 8-bit ones for some reason. It's no surprise that they made it, the identity for classic Mega Man remained pretty much confined in that representation for the longest time. And then we got our mini boss with this dinosaur that for some reason decides to constantly block us on the freaking side of the screen. Usually it should just stop right there, not go so far into the screen, but something is going. Sometimes it decides to likes to be very freaking aggressive. And fucking hell, we died at the same exact time. Painful. But yeah, sometimes I wanna advise you to use the super adapter because it doesn't really decide to eat in the place where it should be going. Because the weak point for this dinosaur, as you can see, it's his jaw. But I don't know why sometimes the super adapter will just go and fire at the cannon on this torso, which isn't a weak point, so I really don't know. Yeah, you see, now he's behaving like he normally should. Yeah, you stay close to him when he decides to fire the flamethrower, but he shouldn't be fired from his cannon when he's so close to the edge of the screen. Otherwise, you don't have any place for you to be able to avoid this fire. But yeah, once it's done, there isn't much left to the stage. We're very close to Slashman location at this point, but we have to do a thing before. And remember, Mega Man, only you can prevent forest fires. No, Mega Man, what are you doing? Yeah, this is the reason why we needed to use the fire weapon. We basically burn an entire tree. That was a bit excessive, Mega Man, but if we climb over here, we find that our friend Beat has been taken into custody by, I can assume, by Wily. And now we have Beat for a power-up. What he does is basically saving us from bottomless pits. We have 4 charges of Beat in every stage, and if we end up falling into a bottomless pit, it will just pick us up and allow us to move forward. A very nice power-up for those that struggle a bit with the platforming in this game. Now let's take on the Freeze Cracker, because it's time to face Slash Man, or Wolverine Man. I like his design, although between this and Neon Tiger, I feel they were just recycling some concepts, and I don't like this. This is another fight that I don't really like. You hit him with the Freeze Cracker, he falls down, and then he basically goes hiding above, and it starts making fall all these jello containers. I don't know what the hell is supposed to be inside it, but if you're hit by that thing, you won't be able to attack, and you won't be able to slide, you won't be able to do anything, so it's in your best interest to avoid getting shot by that. And then it's just a matter of avoiding Slashman melee attack, and it gets rather easy at that point. The issue is more avoiding this goop falling from the ceiling, which is it's a pain, and as you can see, I suck at it because I only managed to avoid it once. But yeah, the one was more than enough to get the advantage again. Probably the best weapon of the game. The Slash Claw is amazing. The Slash Claw cuts things apart, doesn't it? Yes, but it has limited range. Limited range, but an absurd freaking firepower. Yeah, this weapon is absurd, and it's the weapon I'm gonna get the most use of in some of the later stages. But for now, we'll see each other in the next part of Mega Man 7. I am Markus. Take care of each other, everyone, and have a very nice day.